this is a tumultuous time, it can also be viewed as a wonderful, teachable moment for our children. Joining me today with tips on how to help children grow as upstanders for social justice is Ken Dolan-Del, founder of Greengate Leadership. Welcome, Ken.
Hey, Alana, how are you?
I'm wonderful. And this is such a timely, important topic. It seems that it's true that real change can begin at home.
The real change absolutely can begin at home. And you want to keep in mind, as I've said repeatedly, we are our children's primary role model. And when we talk about social justice issues, we really can compare this to the talks that we've had about bullying. So if you are quiet when a bully is trying to hurt somebody, you are being a bystander and you're essentially in solidarity with that bully. You're agreeing. But when you break solidarity and say something, you're an upstander. And that's what we want to do right now. Whenever we have an opportunity, our kids are watching us and they're learning how to be in the world from us.
Ken, I love that parallel that you drew between, say, racial injustice and bullying, because it is something that kids can really relate to.
You're hearing now all kinds of things that it's important for parents to respond to. So, for example, if you're talking with friends, maybe you're finally at an outdoor picnic or somebody's grilling and you're there and somebody says, I don't get this Black Lives Matter thing. Well, you can say, look, there has been a long history of unarmed Black people being killed by the police in far greater numbers and a much greater proportion than people of other skin colors. And that way you're giving voice to support. You're being an ally. And you can say something, you can add something in addition. You can say, how about if you understand it to mean Black Lives Matter too?
That's right. Ken, what if you're in a situation where it feels uncomfortable or dangerous to speak up? How do you act in that kind of a situation?
Well, you've got to make a judgment. You've got to make a judgment. And one of the things you want to always keep in mind is that silence is solidarity with the person who's speaking and perhaps saying something that's offensive to your values and offensive to the values that you want to teach your kids. So you may or may not decide to speak up, but keep in mind that if you speak up, you're on the right side of history. You're on the right side of justice. But if you decide that it would be dangerous, maybe people are getting riled up and there's violence going on and you don't want your kid to be anywhere near this, then you would want to have a conversation with your kid as you're departing the situation and talk about how important it is for them to understand that you're not being supportive, that you're just being protective. And at that point, you are going to talk with them about balancing personal safety with doing the right thing. And of course, as a parent, you have to make those determinations. But we do always want to do everything we can to be on the right side of these issues.
We certainly do. And to that point, would it be wise for us to discuss with our children what other channels that they can take with this? For example, if they feel uncomfortable confronting a peer, maybe they can talk to a guidance counselor or a teacher?
Sure. Guidance counselor or a teacher, they can talk with their friends about how they disagree. They can talk with this person maybe when they are calm, let them know they don't agree with what they said. It's a challenging thing to navigate. And it's important to understand that when you challenge a person who has said something that is racist or sexist or homophobic or whatever, you are taking a step out against solidarity with the group of people who are being silent, and you are being in solidarity with that group who are being put down. And almost always, you are taking a risk that is going to be met with some kind of resistance. You might not be one of the boys anymore for a time at least. You might be kind of cut out of the conversation if it's at an event or a dinner or something like that. May get very quiet. you are still doing the right thing. It takes courage to speak up for social justice in many situations.
It does, and it'll make a good, big difference, big change in the long run. Ken Dolan-Del, thanks so much for joining me with your insight today.
Great to be with you as always, Lana. Stay safe.